The unthinkable facing civil unrest. It's a scenario that many of us believe is confined to history books or distant lands. Yet, the truth is, civil unrest can strike anywhere, at any time, and often without warning. We like to think it could never happen to us. We sit in the comfort of our homes, watching the chaos unfold on our screens, feeling a sense of detachment. Civil unrest, riots, societal breakdown, these are things we see on the news, happening in far-off places. We see the images of people clashing with police, the fires, the destruction, and we think, that could never be us. But the reality is, danger can erupt anywhere, at any time. It doesn't discriminate by geography or social status. One moment everything is calm and the next chaos reigns. We must face this possibility head-on. Preparation is not about paranoia, it's about prudence. It's about acknowledging that while we hope for peace, we must be ready for turmoil. Ignoring it won't make it go away. Turning a blind eye to the potential for unrest only leaves us more vulnerable. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. This isn't just a saying, it's a strategy for survival. Having a plan, knowing what to do, and being ready can make all the difference. That's the mantra we live by in the wild, and it applies just as much to the concrete jungle. Urban environments present their own unique challenges, but the principles of survival remain the same. It's not about living in fear, it's about taking control. It's about being proactive rather than reactive. When you have a plan, you have power. It's about equipping yourself with the knowledge and skills to protect yourself and your loved ones. Self-defense, emergency planning, and survival skills are not just for the wilderness. They are essential for urban survival too. We're talking about survival, pure and simple. Knowing your escape routes, having a communication plan, and understanding the dynamics of your environment can save lives. And when it comes to hostile groups, understanding their motivations and behaviors is crucial. By studying crowd dynamics and the psychology of unrest, we can better anticipate and navigate these dangerous situations. Knowledge is power, and in times of crisis, it can be the key to survival. Recognizing the threat, seeds of discontent. The world is a complex place, a tinderbox of ideologies, grievances, and frustrations. Economic hardship, political instability, social injustices, these are the sparks that can ignite the flames of unrest. We must be vigilant, aware of the undercurrents in our communities and the wider world. Pay attention to the news, but don't just consume it passively. Analyze, think critically, and look for patterns. Are tensions rising in your city? Are there groups with opposing viewpoints becoming increasingly vocal or aggressive? These are warning signs, red flags that should not be ignored. Remember, knowledge is power. The more aware you are of potential threats, the better prepared you'll be to face them. Understanding the enemy decoding group dynamics. In any group setting, the dynamics can be complex and multifaceted. Every group, whether it's a peaceful protest or a riotous mob, has its own unique dynamics. There are leaders who guide the direction, followers who support the cause, instigators who provoke conflict, and those simply caught in the crossfire, unsure of their role or purpose. These individuals often find themselves swept up in the tide of the group's actions. Understanding these roles and how they interact is vital to navigating a hostile situation. Leaders can inspire and direct, but they can also manipulate and control. Never underestimate the power of a mob mentality. When individuals come together, they can create a force that is greater than the sum of its parts. Individuals can behave very differently in a group setting, driven by anonymity and a diffusion of responsibility. This can lead to actions they might never consider on their own. Look for the leaders. They are often the ones driving the group's actions. Their influence can be seen in the way the group moves and reacts. Be aware of the followers, easily swayed by emotion and peer pressure. They may not fully understand the implications of their actions, but are driven by the collective energy. And watch out for the instigators, those who thrive on chaos and violence. They often seek to escalate situations for their own gain or satisfaction. By recognizing these roles, you can better assess the situation and make informed decisions about how to respond. Whether you're a participant, an observer, or a responder, understanding group dynamics is crucial. It allows you to predict potential outcomes, identify key players, and take appropriate actions to either de-escalate or engage effectively. In the end, knowledge of group dynamics can be a powerful tool in managing and navigating complex social situations. Words as weapons, communication, and negotiation. In the heat of the moment, the right words can be as powerful as any tool or weapon. In a crisis, communication can be your greatest weapon. It can diffuse tension, build bridges, and create understanding where there was none. Knowing how to de-escalate a situation, to talk your way out of trouble, is an invaluable skill. It's about more than just words. It's about tone, body language, and timing. Maintain eye contact, speak calmly and clearly, and try to find common ground. These simple actions can convey respect and understanding, which are crucial in tense situations. Avoid confrontational language or gestures that could escalate the situation. Instead, use open body language and a non-threatening tone to show that you are not a threat. Remember, the goal is to survive, not to win an argument. In high-stress situations, the priority is to ensure everyone's safety and well-being. Sometimes negotiation may be necessary. This involves a careful balance of assertiveness and empathy. This could involve offering something of value, such as food or water, in exchange for safe passage. It's about finding a mutually beneficial solution, or it could mean appealing to the group's sense of reason or humanity. Sometimes a heartfelt appeal can break through barriers that seem insurmountable. Whatever the tactic, remember that honesty and sincerity are key. People are more likely to respond positively if they believe you are genuine. People can spot a phony a mile away, especially in a tense situation. Authenticity can be your greatest ally in these moments. Building trust through honest communication can turn a potentially dangerous situation into a manageable one. It's about creating a connection, even in the most challenging circumstances. Take the time to listen actively and show that you understand the other person's perspective. This can go a long way in diffusing tension and finding a peaceful resolution. In the end, effective communication and negotiation can lead to peaceful outcomes, even in the most difficult situations. It's a skill worth mastering for anyone who finds themselves in a crisis. Fortress home building, your first line of defense. Your home should be your sanctuary, your safe haven in a world gone mad. But a safe haven doesn't happen by accident. It takes planning, preparation, and a bit of ingenuity. Reinforce doors and windows, install security cameras and alarms, and consider creating multiple escape routes. Think like a defender, identifying vulnerabilities and taking steps to fortify them. Stockpile essential supplies like food, water, medical kits, and communication devices. Have a plan for sanitation and waste disposal. Remember, in a crisis situation, you may be on your own for an extended period. The more self-sufficient you are, the better your chances of weathering the storm. The mind game psychological tactics for survival. Sometimes physical barriers aren't enough. That's where psychological tactics come into play. Projecting an aura of confidence and strength can be a powerful deterrent. Avoid appearing vulnerable or afraid. Walk with purpose, make eye contact, and don't be afraid to assert yourself if necessary. Intimidation can also be an effective tool. A loud voice, a fierce expression, or even the strategic display of a weapon can make you a less appealing target. The key is to appear unpredictable and potentially dangerous. Remember, predators often target the weakest link. Don't be that link. Inner sanctum. Creating a safe haven. Within your fortified home, designate a safe room, a secure, easily defensible space where you can retreat if your perimeter is breached. This room should have no exterior windows, reinforced doors, and enough supplies to sustain you for an extended period. Equip your safe room with communication devices, a first aid kit, and any necessary medications. Have a plan for waste disposal and ventilation. This room should be your last line of defense, a place where you can feel secure and in control, even when the world outside is spiraling into chaos. Strength in numbers. The power of alliances. Survival is rarely a solo endeavor. Forming alliances with trustworthy neighbors or community members can significantly increase your chances of weathering a crisis. Share resources, coordinate defense strategies, and provide mutual support in times of need. Trust is paramount in these situations. Choose your allies carefully, based on shared values, skills, and a willingness to cooperate. A strong, cohesive group can provide a powerful deterrent against hostile forces, while also offering emotional support and a sense of shared purpose in the face of adversity. When all else fails, contingency planning. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. That means having contingency plans in place for various scenarios. What if you need to evacuate your home? What if communication networks go down? What if medical attention is unavailable? Thinking through these possibilities and developing backup plans is crucial. Practice your plans regularly with your family or allies. Conduct drills, test your communication systems, and review your escape routes. The more familiar you are with your contingency plans, the better prepared you'll be to react decisively and effectively when every second counts. Remember, in a crisis, hesitation can be deadly.